I'm Leather Rock. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm amazed that I'm as calm as I am right now, I'll tell you. It's taking a lot for me to step back and chill out after what I experienced a couple of hours ago. One of my buddies came by, who I've talked to you about many times, who is a person who I keep around because I'm trying to encourage him to not just throw away his life and be a total self-destructive idiot. Well, the last time he was here, he told me that he was 2 weeks sober from alcohol. And of course, instead of my being really congratulatory, I said, okay, let me know in a month from now. Let me know 2 months from now, because I'm just tired of being bullshit, you know? And I know it sounds hypocritical for me to talk like this, being that I love cannabis so much and that I can easily smoke every day, and I can handle it, and I can obviously be very productive on it, and I work hard and I get things done, and it doesn't exactly harm me creatively, and I certainly and I don't go crazy if I can't find it, even though I do admit that it seems to be an enhancement to my life. I haven't really gotten to too many instances where I found cannabis use harming me. But with alcohol, it seems to me that once a person has, they admit to having one drink. And see, he came over today, okay, and I've been letting him in because I want my friends to get in and out of the elements, and you have police that have been driving up in unmarked cars, and they've been asking people for warrant checks, and I think they call them the jump out boys. And they come, and a lot of my associates and people I know have been getting tickets and things. So anyway, this guy comes in, and I notice that he had a beer on it, and I lost it. And of course, he got upset at me because he said that this friend and that friend has brought beers in or been drunk and come over. And I have different standards for this guy, because he told me that he was indicating that he was trying to be a better person with certain things, and he was trying to quit or whatever. And if you can make 2 weeks, and then today turned out not, because he always says, I never lie to you, and then he goes and treats me like I'm the mother confessor, and he gives me a litany of all, I smoked crack with this chick, and I had all kinds of weird, crazy, kinky sex with this broad. And he was bragging to me that he had a 5G phone, and he wanted me to set up Google and stuff on there. And you know, I don't know that he came across this phone even the right way. I don't know that he didn't steal it. I hate to say this, but I remember the one time when he actually took a phone that he found, and I watched him do what he claimed was erasing the pictures in the video on that phone. And when I freaked out about it at the time, he said that something like that had happened to him. And I said, well, you don't do that to an innocent person. I could see revenge on a specific person did you wrong, but to harm another person just because somebody done you wrong, that is really despicable. So today, not only did he admit he just had one drink, but that he had had several. I mean, what the hell does that even mean? Is that 3? Is it 4? Is it a 6-pack? And I went off on him, and even though between you, me, and the fence post, beer was never my thing, except for when I was a kid, and that was all, you know, aside from the sips of my father's Harvey Wallbangers and his friends' cocktails, and whatever an 8-year-old kid could sneak at a cocktail party at home, you know. Hey, it was a long time ago, you know. But I basically laid into him, and I said, look, I am a friend of Bill W. I don't want this stuff around me. I am not willing to compromise 20 plus years of sobriety having this stuff around. I said, I know people that have had more sobriety than me, that just took one sip in a special occasion, or celebrate Christmas, or a family reunion, or some milestone in some friend's life, and all of a sudden within a year they were back to as they were at their worst drinking. I'm scared of that. This is my home. I think I have a right to a certain comfort level for myself and for my mother and even the other jackass that lives here. Now, my mom was waiting sorry, for her physical therapist to get here. Uh, I was so angry. I was trying to get this guy to leave. She was saying for me to get him out of here. It was really becoming difficult. I'm like, how do we even, I was afraid that she was going to call the cops on him. This is how bad it was. And I was even trying to get her to walk down this end of the hall so that maybe if she showed her face in there, maybe he would realize, oh shit, both she and her mom are pissed off. But my mom wanted to be down the other end of the hall because she wanted to be close to where the physical therapist was going to be, because they were going to be taking her outside exercise today. And they did. But it was all I can do to get him out of here. And then, of course, he was calling me cunt in every word. You know, and those words don't bother me because that's probably my favorite cuss word anyway. And I was going to tell him that I voice recorded his insulting me and saying these things as he was walking down the steps. But by the time I was able to get to an open window to go and say that to him, he had booked. I didn't think the man could book that fast. I'm telling you, this is really, and of course now my mother said, you know, this time don't let him up here anymore. You know, I don't owe him anything. I tried to be one person in his life that was not a miscreant, that didn't have a criminal record, that wasn't strung up on a bunch of things. Oh yeah, and he kept on throwing my pot use in my face. And he kept on putting up things about my past that are totally irrelevant now. So, like, what difference does it make, the fact that, yes, I used to? So if I quit, that means I made the decision to quit. That means I should have a right to guard my sobriety. And yes, I do have different standards for different friends. Certain people I know, drinking is just a part of their life, and they've never once tried to tell me that they intended to change anything. So if you're not blowing smoke up my behind telling me you're trying to change, then I'm just going to accept it. You know what? This is the way it is. And if I want to enjoy our friendship, and if I want you to be willing to come to my home, I need to just turn a blind eye to certain things that I don't approve of. I mean, it's not like they're trying to smoke tobacco in the house. Obviously, that is not a thing. And people don't have a problem smoking outside. But alcohol, with so many people, and what I can't seem to get that idiot to understand is, if you're supposedly say you're not going to smoke crack anymore, or only a little bit, or only a few times a month. Gee, I don't smoke crack anymore. Oh no, I gave it up. Oh wait, I do it a few times a month. What the ever-loving hell? And if you drink alcohol, you know damn well that it enables you to so easily say yes to everything else. I know that with myself. Alcohol is, I still say, the most dangerous drug out there. Maybe you heroin people and your ticket people and your other aficionados of other things might tell me different. But you know, maybe, but alcohol, on the other hand, I think is the easiest to get clean of, because maybe because I wasn't drinking the kind of drinking where I was physically addictive, so I didn't have to worry about the shakes and all this stuff. And opiates, obviously, that, I guess, is a kind of hell trying to get off of them. Again, I'm so glad I don't know from personal experience. But, you know, I think I have a right to try to guard my peace and to try to not have to see so many people just in this self-destructive thing, drinking themselves to death. I mean, I went off on him. I said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of Jersey guys. There's something wrong with all of them. If somebody even is halfway good looking, guess what? I found a crack pipe in his bag. I found a needle. He's always offering me a drink when I have been telling him as long as I've known him, I got sober. You know, people never remember. And they have a tobacco, they're chain smoking tobacco. But you know what? Every single guy I know around here has something seriously wrong with him. Oh, and he wants a nursemaid too. They all seem to want that. Somebody to take care of them. And I don't mean just bitch make me a sandwich. And I'm a pretty good sandwich maker for my friends. I just, you know, I hope I do have the fortitude to just say, stay away. And I mean, I'm sure he's going to be mad at me for a couple of weeks and stuff. He always seems to think that this shows that I care. No. It's that I'm sick and tired of seeing people destroy themselves. And if you're going to have to just do self-destruct, I don't need to look. I don't need to watch. Okay? You know, this is a real life thing. This isn't something on the internet. This isn't a Facebook feed or an Instagram story. This is real life. And now I realize I tried. But you know what? Let them destroy themselves. I don't care. I'm done.